Okay. Well, we just got finished hearing Ty Segall, the song called My Friend, and not to mix that up with the U.
The U.
But that's what you're listening to. Space is the Place with St. Louis Steve, broadcasting to you live from the University of Missouri in St. Louis. And what I was saying about Ty Segall, what I was drawing some kind of link or comparison to the main dude of the St. Louis Blues Society, Jeremy Segall Moss. Now, of course, Segall is a different actual spelling, but I found it a coincidence that was a song called My Friend, and I kind of take it as Jeremy is a friend of mine. I know he's good friends with another good friend of mine named Leslie, and they both perform down at Yaki's off of Cherokee. So, yeah, and there is a lot of excitement building up because of this weekend is the Big Muddy. And if you love blues, wow, which, I mean, how can you not love it? The St. Louis area is going to come alive with what a lineup. We're going to talk more about it, and actually Jeremy may be calling into the U and give us a whatever you want to call it, some words of blues to us, and share what's happening down on the riverfront. So stay tuned for that. We are shifting over off of automation, and I've got some of these St. Louis Blues CDs, which Jeremy gave to me. This basically is 14 and 14, 15 and 15, 16 and 16, 17 and 17, and in work now is 18 and 18. So the years of blues, and all these artists are actually from St. Louis. So we're going to kick it off this evening with this little woman of mine. So what do you say?
My day starts before the day begins.
Yeah. So that's off of our 14 and 14 CD of what the St. Louis Blues Society presents. And it's dedicated to preserving and perpetuating blues music from St. Louis while fostering its growth and appreciation. The St. Louis Blues Society provides blues artists the opportunity for public performance and individual improvement in their field, all for the educational and artistic benefit of the general public. Yes, so we really appreciate having the St. Louis Blues Society here in St. Louis, and if you are wanting to get involved, you can join and get be a member to preserve and perpetuate blues music in and from the St. Louis area. And this Labor Day weekend, starting with the kickoff tomorrow, down on Laclede's Landing, this is the 23rd annual Big Muddy Blues Fest. And I want to say that this lineup is unbelievable. We've got some really good talent. So tune in, and I'm going to post on the web and on Facebook about this. And all I could say is get your booty down on the landing and check out the blues, because, you know, I got the blues. I don't know about you, but I definitely got the blues. And I'm going to play another one off of this 14 and 14 album. Wow, I don't know. They're all really good tunes. I like this Mojo Syndrome. How about Mojo Syndrome? Okay, here we go.
My car wouldn't start, my house got broken in two. My briefcase wouldn't open, the lock was stuck just like glue. I left my money and my wallet sitting on the bus, and the damn thing went right since last night after dusk. Got that Mojo Syndrome, the woman trying to put a spell on me. She wanted so I can't win. Oh, you know she trying to do me in. I remember last night, but the events ain't very clear. Her smile seemed so bright, then maybe it was the beer. Looking back, it was a mistake, but I didn't have no kind of fear. I said, what's happening, baby? She said, anywhere but here, and I got that Mojo Syndrome. She trying to put a spell on me. She wanted so I can't win. Well, no, she trying to do me in. said she was a southern girl looking for her mate. I saw that little black bag, but I just couldn't wait. Her eyes had me hooked, I only thought about her gates. I wasn't gonna call her no more, now it's way, way too late. I got that mojo syndrome, she wanna put a spell on me. She want it so I can't win, well, she trying to do me in. Took this little black bag from outside of her purse. She was a bewitching southern woman, ain't nothing could have been worse. She said, you're mine, Eric, and you can't run. My mojo is on you, your bachelor days is done. I got that mojo syndrome, the girl wanna put a spell on me. She want it so I can't win, well, she trying to do me in. Mojo syndrome, where she wanna put a spell on me. I got that mojo syndrome, you know she wanna put a spell on me. She want it so I can't win, well, you know she doing me in.
Yeah, that was the Rough Grooves. Oh, man. And just before that, we had heard Al Holliday playing Little Woman of Mine, which I give a shout out to Eileen. And hopefully she's listening. So anybody that has a request, feel free to call in. Area code 314-516-8438. You know, you might have some kind of tune that you want to share your joy of the song, you know. What the heck? Now, it doesn't really matter what song you're going to pick, because every song on this CD is really good kick blues. And this CD was made back in 2014, and it's got 14 tracks for the year 2014. Isn't that a cute idea? And they're all St. Louis artists, you know, so more power to it. So it don't matter which song we pick, but what the heck? It don't matter.
It don't matter anymore. Give you all my loving, but you just kept slipping out my door. The whiskey had me on my knees. Smoke was all around my head. Whiskey had me on my knees. Smoke was all around my head. All my friends try to talk to me, but I didn't hear a word they said. Where are you now, baby? When you have the blues, there's nothing you can say. You show your face around here, baby, I'm gonna look the other way. 'Cause it don't matter. It don't matter anymore. Give you all my love, but you just kept slipping out my door.
Yeah, so maybe it does really matter. Hey, we got somebody calling in here. Hold on. Turn it down. Hello.
Hey, Steve, it's Jeremy.
Wow, hey, Jeremy.
You caught me just when I sat down.
Oh, my God. This is good timing. I'm going to try to fix this sound or a little bit of an echo. Okay. Hey, everybody. We got a St. Louis Blues Society dude calling in live from down off of Cherokee, down in the wonderful town. Wow. Hey, Jeremy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us all about you first, okay? So our listeners know what it is.
So my name's Jeremy Siegelmoss. I am a local musician, mostly perform with the Bottoms Up Blues Gang. I also work with the St. Louis Blues Society, and I'm currently organizing the 23rd annual Big Muddy Blues Festival.
Wow. So that's this weekend, huh?
It is, yeah, down there on the landing, right on the waterfront.
Can you give us a overview of what would somebody expect to experience?
Sure, absolutely. Well, it's going to be a great weekend. We have 70 St. Louis acts on 7 stages, and they are all St. Louis acts of all varieties within the blues-centric medium. And, we have 3 outdoor stages where, you can see bands like Marquise Knox or UV Hayes, and we have an indoor stage of just piano players, like Petal Williams and Ethan Leinwand and those folks. We're really incorporating as much of the community as we possibly can.
Yeah, that is so great. And, it seems like, it's the 23rd annual, but for some reason it seems like it's longer than 23 years. I don't know why.
I can tell you why. This festival started as the St. Louis Blues and Heritage Festival.
Oh.
In 1986.
Okay.
At Mississippi Nights. It was started by the St. Louis Blues Society, and they ran it for many years, and through a turn of events, it ended up changing names and ownership, and now the Laclede's Landing Association owns the festival. And so it's probably closer to 30 years that this event's been going on, and honestly, as far as I know, this is the longest-running St. Louis music festival.
Oh, wow. That's
in
great.
The oldest neighborhood in St. Louis, with more St. Louis acts than any other festival in the city of St. Louis.
Yeah. And, not to boast or, make myself look cool or anything, but I do got to say, I was on the front page of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, rocking and rolling and to some blues and doing the air guitar thing, and there was a really great photo of me and all these people are standing around. That was down at the Blues Fest, and I guess it was the earlier one rather than this current Big Muddy Blues Fest. I still have a photo of it, and what was weird is every year the Post-Dispatch would run it automatically. They didn't even call me and ask for permission or anything, and I'd have people calling me on Sunday morning saying, "Hey, I got the newspaper, you're on the you're in the newspaper," and all this. And I was like, well, back then it was really cool to be in the newspaper. Now media kind of has changed. Well, not kind of, it really has changed a lot. I don't hardly even know too many people that even buy a newspaper anymore. I mean, there is some, but not near as much as what it used to be. So, yeah,
it's still cool to see your picture on paper.
Yeah.
You pull the paper out and such. It's pretty cool.
So, did you have any part in selecting the talent, or how did you have to do like auditions or something? How did you come up with all this wonderful lineup?
Well, we honestly have an overwhelming amount of talent in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And even with these, with this many bands so far, it could have been much larger without losing any quality at all. It was mostly myself and a handful of people that were suggesting bands, because I don't know everyone. And there's some bands here that I've only heard a couple times, or some musicians like that. But being tapped into the Blues Society and being a musician myself, we have a pretty good idea of what's going on in St. Louis, and we just tried to give a good picture of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking here. I don't see the Bottoms Up Blues Gang. So
that's true.
I wonder what happened there. Are you going to play like tomorrow night for like the pre-opener event or something?
The truth is, there's no earthly possibility to organize an event of this magnitude and also play music at it. My responsibility here is to St. Louis, and
well, you're doing a great job. I really appreciate what you're doing for the blues. I love the blues.
Thank you.
And you know what? I'm looking at this schedule, and there's like 7 different stages. Just is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, there's 3 outdoor and 4 indoor stages.
Oh my God! Just organizing all the audio equipment and everything for to have the stage functional. That's a huge effort there in itself. You know.
I couldn't agree more.
Do you?
It's a huge effort.
Oh man! Do you have like any particular audio professionals helping you with all that, or how's that work?
Absolutely. There are some really great production companies in St. Louis. You know, Clancy is the one that we work with for the staging. Coda is a great backline company. Logic does good sound. Triple Jam does great lights. You know, this festival really incorporates so many aspects of St. Louis. You know, you have all those production people, as well as the security guards and the fencing people and the ticket gates. And man, we have some really great volunteers this year. So this is a group effort to make this happen.
Yeah, really. I was thinking of that other audio production group. Arn de Bus. You know Arn de Bus?
Heard the name.
Yeah. They do the stuff for Jake's Leg and a variety of other bands around town. I would have thought they would have somehow got pulled in, but they're probably busy doing something else. But yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's again, St. Louis has a plethora of music industry going on, you know, to take care of the musicians. I mean, sometimes when you see a musician on stage, you think you're just kind of wowed by the talent and the originality and the performance of the musician. But behind every musician, there's 15, 20 people making it happen.
Right. And one of those persons that's making things happen is that Alonzo Townsend. Now, I guess he's related to the famous Townsend. Can you talk about him and tell us what's Alonzo's role here? I seen him last year. I think he was all over the place like an MC. Or what's he do?
Yeah. So Alonzo is one of the greatest voices for St. Louis music, and specifically the blues. He is the son of legendary Henry Townsend.
Yeah.
Henry is one of St. Louis's legends. He is also, as far as I know, the only musician to record in 9 consecutive decades. He is
oh my gosh!
The innovator of the music, and you really wouldn't have, rock and roll without him as much as the blues. And so
9 decades of recording, Henry Townsend. Holy cow! I'm going to have to play some of him. Just for the sake of it, just because I think Alonzo would appreciate here. Now, exactly how was he related? Is he like a grandson?
He's Henry's son.
Son?
Yeah.
He looks too young to be a son. He looks. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's a little young. But so Alonzo plays many roles. He works at KDHX FM. He is in business with Marquise Knox. They have Knox Entertainment. And he is just kind of a bullhorn for what's going on in the community, and a positive, figure for shining a light on how truly amazing our scene.
Okay, I was getting ready to say I don't see Marquise Knox, but he's on the 3rd Street stage Sunday afternoon. Wait a minute. Sunday night, 9:45 till 11. Marquise Knox is awesome.
Yes.
Wow, that's a good time to be there on Sunday night.
There is. Alonzo will be emceeing that stage as well.
Okay.
So, he's very visible. If you see him, say hi.
Yeah, I saw him at the Blues Museum downtown, and I think there was some kind of event before, was it maybe? And he was kind of doing something for the event, similar probably what.
Yeah, he worked at the museum for a little while.
Okay.
hmm
And so he was tying in that with this big muddy, I think. Unless
Yeah, it worked. Like I said, this is a group effort. On top of the 7 stages and the music from 3 to 11 on the landing Saturday and Sunday, also before the festival, over at the National Blues Museum, we're doing tribute shows. So on Saturday, we're doing a tribute to Fontella Bass, and on Sunday, we're doing a tribute to Oliver Saint.
Oh, wow. Yeah, now can you tell everybody where this National Blues Museum is? I mean, if you don't know by now, you ought to get kicked in the butt. But for our listeners, there's a lot of UMSL students here that are international that are planning on going down there to experience our culture. St. Louis, I mean, there's people here from Japan, Vietnam, all kinds of. So we're really pushing this event for them to go check out. It's culturally enriching. The blues. Blues is what it. Our. I guess what is blues is the music of the United States. Is that about right?
My feeling and the way I understand, and I am clearly expert. I'm just been doing this for 20 years, and as a musician and also as an organizer. And blues is the first American art form.
Oh.
It came out of the African American experience and slavery, and it mixed with African music and the music that was created here, and it is the true American music. If you like any American music, you can walk it back to blues. And the National Blues Museum was opened almost 3 years ago now. It's down in the MX district. It's on Washington Avenue.
Washington. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, 615 Washington Avenue. And when you go in there, it's a great museum. They have live music, but there's also a room dedicated to the history of St. Louis. So you can go in there and check out, you can read about the history of St. Louis and how important we played in the role of American music, and it's a pretty interesting place to go. And so that's why we're doing the tribute shows there.
Yeah, I know they got a little stage that you can get up and, not just pretend, but you can get up and sing and believe you get recorded and cut a record. Is that still going on? Or?
I think that there's some technology there that you can kind of play around with music. But they have the Lumiere performance area.
Okay.
And so, which is the casino room, and they have music. I think Fridays to Sundays, and on Thursdays they have an open jam. So if you're a blues musician and you want to try your hand with some professionals, swing by on a Thursday there.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. There's just so much happening this weekend.
Yeah.
If you can't find even just a few hours to go down on the riverfront, the actual Laclede's Landing, I guess, is what this area part of where you're calling it from. It's not down over underneath the arch, because there was another events happening at the arch recently with blues at the arch, or what was it, something called like that. And
so every Friday in August was Blues Under the Arch.
Yeah.
And it was a mix of national and local acts, and it was free, and it was amazing, and thousands of people came to it. The landing area sits between the arts grounds and the casino.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
is there going to be enough parking?
Yes.
Okay.
There is parking down there. However, strongly suggest taking an Uber or Lyft, or if you take Metrolink, it will drop you right off at the gate.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can literally get off the Metrolink.
On the Eads Bridge.
Yep, right by the Eads Bridge. That's where it's at.
Right. Yeah, I usually take the Metrolink down.
Yeah, that'd be my suggestion.
Yeah. Wow. So this is a fun time of the year, a lot of schools are all starting back and everything's happening. This is a real super duper time. Now, I do want to mention something about you. I remember I was working at the Peabody Opera House backstage, and the Bottom Up Blues Gang actually performed at the Opera House.
We did. We opened for B.B. King.
Holy cow! Wasn't that amazing?
Oh, yeah, it was a trip.
Yeah. Can you tell us all about who's all in Bottoms Up Blues Gang?
Yeah, so my main partner in crime there is Carrie Liston, who's a vocalist and a percussionist and a kazoo player and a whistler. Carrie and I, our band has been together for, we just celebrated 17 years. And,
oh my gosh! I remember when you guys first started. I fell in love with you guys right off the bat. You know,
we were terrible. Come on.
Oh no! I think it was probably Carrie. Something about her. You know,
she was always awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she had that look about her, like, "Oh, don't mess with me," you know. But she was hot looking too, though. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
What a sound, though.
The cool thing about the Bottoms Up Blues Gang is we're a duo or a 10-piece on any given day, just depending on the performance, you know. And so we do happy hours at the Broadway Oyster Bar as a duo, but when we play at the Venice Cafe, we're a 4 or 5-piece. And, you know, we play a big stage. We might be a little larger. We really embrace the idea that St. Louis is a group of musicians in that way.
Yeah, that's so cool. One of the people here is we're sort of like in a fishbowl here, and people will come up to the window wanting a request, and some guy just came up and he said, wrote it down. So it says "Rock and Roll?" ? "Cinnamon Girl" by Neil Young. And it's like,
that's what they want to hear?
Yeah, that's a request that just came in. So we'll get to that in a little bit. It's a little bit off of our theme tonight because I'm actually going to try to get a taste of each one of these CDs that you've got from the St. Louis Blues Society. I'm already in 2014, and I played a few of them already. And so I'm going to go to 15 and then do a little bit of 2016 and 2017. And what about 2018? Can you give us a little preview of what we can...
Yeah,
or is that hush-hush?
You know, it's not hush-hush. We haven't announced the lineup yet. It's all coming together. So basically, about 5 years ago, we started doing compilation CDs. And part of that is because St. Louis, after the 20s and 30s, didn't have a huge recording industry. A lot of music happened here, but then it went other places to be recorded. And so we have so many. I mean, clearly there's 70 bands at Big Muddy here. But each year we have these bands that come into Paul Niehause's studio, Blue Lotus studio, and they record a track that they get to keep. It's theirs, and we put them on the compilation CD. And we're just trying to, you know, give it. You know, people ask us, you know, well, let me put it like this: when Bottoms Up was coined, you'd be all over the country. We'd bump into somebody, and they'd say, "Wow, you're from St. Louis. It's like the greatest blues city in the world." And we'd agree with them, and then we'd ask them if they had heard of anyone from St. Louis, and they weren't able to name anyone. And so for us on the road, having these compilation CDs to give out or to sell, you know, was an opportunity for us to share all the music in St. Louis.
Right,
and
toot our horn.
Yeah, and so it's proof, you know, and so yeah, if you become a member of the Blues Society, you get a free CD, or you can pick them up online, pick them all up. It's a really cool way to discover what's going on in St. Louis.
Yeah. Now, wasn't there some kind of contest of which one of the best blues bands in St. Louis would go to Memphis and perform?
Yeah. So the way that works is the Blues Foundation, which is kind of the umbrella blues society, and they're based out of Memphis. If you're affiliated with them, like the Blues Society is, we are allowed to have they call it a challenge, the International Blues Challenge, and we have our road to Memphis here in October, where the bands sign up, and they follow these rules, and there's judges, and we pick a band, and we also pick a solo duo act, and we send them to Memphis in January, where they compete with blues acts from all over the world. There's like 300 or 400 acts, and it's all on Beale Street.
Oh,
And it's
God.
been great. We've been represented by some really great bands last few years. Last year it was Tori Casey and the Southside Hustle. And Rich McDonough went one year. Tom Hall's gone. The Kingdom Brothers have gone. So it's a international showcase of blues.
Yeah.
In
Now,
the
what's
form
that?
of
That one street there, Beale Street. I think, isn't it called Beale Street? Is where?
Yeah, in Memphis.
Yeah. And there's one bar. Is it BB King's, or what is that place on the corner there?
Yeah, they got a BB King there.
BB King's, and then that other. There's one across the street, Caddy Corner, that's tall brick. And guy, I went there, and I really had a great time. They got these real big beers that they serve out, and I can't remember the name of that. And I'll never forget, I was in Memphis with my son-in-law, my daughter, my grandson, and my wife, and a couple other grandkids for a soccer tournament. And so after the game, you know, a melding kind of thing with my son-in-law, we went down, just me and him, and wow, did we get shit-faced. Oh, my God. I mean, I could not believe that I drove home. I mean, I should not have been driving. You know, it was one of those where you look with one eye, you know, type thing.
Yeah, I do remember those days.
Yeah, wow. But I'll have to think of the name of that place. I'll find it. It was a great place, and they had some really kick blues playing. And the thing about it, all these gals wanted to dance with me. I had no problem. They were coming up to me, pulling me up to dance. And it's like, wow, that's a lot different than St. Louis. Maybe St. Louis got tired of dancing with me. I don't know.
You just got to find the right place.
I know. I still dance when I go out. Maybe not as much as I used to. I know a Broadway Oyster Bar, I'll never forget. I'm going to give a shout out to Danielle Kennedy real quick because she's going to have a baby. She's a big blues fan and music. You know, she's into a lot of jam band stuff too. But I met her after an STS-9 concert. I went to Broadway Oyster Bar. Remember when they had the tree out there? Somewhat in the,
sure.
I think they cut it down now because they fixed up that area. But I was leaning against the tree, and the band was jamming away. And you know, you've heard of like wallflowers. Well, I was like a tree hugger guy. I was just leaning back, and she comes over, grabs my hand, pulls me up, twirls me around, and next thing you know, I'm dancing, spinning around the floor. And it was like, wow, that had to have been one of my best dances I've ever had in my life. And ever since then, we've been so cool with each other, you know. And she's, you know, way younger than me, but she's so cool, you know. It was like, that's what we need, is get people up on the dance floor dancing. What do you think? You see that much, or do you have no problem getting people up dancing? Do you?
I see a lot of folks that love to dance.
Oh,
you know?
okay,
They all
good.
love to feel that music. So, yeah.
There's not a problem with the dance floor getting filled up. Sometimes I go out and it's like, hey, nobody's dancing. What's going on here, you know? And then finally somebody will break the ice. And another quick story at the, what's it called? Blueberry Hill. Mm-hmm. I was down at a concert. You know how they've got the chairs set up in front of the stage, and Chuck Berry was playing, and it was packed, and so everybody was sitting tight, and it was like, next thing you know, I couldn't help it move, and I was moving and jumping and dancing and everything, and I couldn't help it, but I got myself up on one of those tables around the post, and I'm jamming along with Chuck, and Chuck comes over to the stage by where I'm at, and he salutes me as I'm rocking to him, and then I jump down off of that. Perfect timing, you know, and it was like, yeah, you know, and then next thing you know, everybody's up dancing, you know, and it was like, that's what you need, somebody to break the ice, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What the heck, you know. So, hey, well, I don't want to bore you with all my stories and stuff. I got a ton of them. But yeah.
Well, it's been great talking to you. And
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to call in and give us a promo about the big event this weekend. And
well, I hope everyone comes down, and I guarantee you're going to hear some music that you will thoroughly enjoy and probably get up and dance about.
yeah, for sure. Now, real quick, is there any charge?
Yes, there is. It's $15 a day, or 2 days for $25.
Okay.
Friday night show is free. If you're doing the math on that, that's 32 cents a band.
Wow.
You can just buy your tickets right there at the gate, no problem.
Okay.
And but it's a very affordable. It's family friendly. If you happen to have a family, we have a kids tent from 4 to 7, or from 3 to 7, and yeah, it's definitely you'll definitely have a good time.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Jeremy. I appreciate
Thank you,
it. Okay, I'll be seeing you down there because you know which one I want to go see is Papa Ray. I'm one of his big listeners on his the Soul Selectors. His show is great, and for KDHX, and so he's playing, and he's got a heck of a band that's playing with him.
Oh, he really does.
Do you know? I know the keyboard Kurt Landis is playing with him. I don't know who else, but I thought I saw a really good drummer. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think Miss Jay's going to do some singing with him, and he's going to have some special guests. It's going to be great.
Oh, wow. So, yeah. And that's on Saturday night from 7:45 till 9 on the Morgan Street stage. I want to give a plug for those guys. They are, you go down this lineup, every single, it's like, oh, my God, I got to go see Pita. Oh, my, you keep.
There's not a bad band.
Well, hey, kudos to whoever did the selecting on this lineup. You guys deserve a golden star.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, man, well, we'll see you this weekend.
Okay. I'll see you down there. And you can get beer, right? Plenty of beer.
Oh, you can.
Okay,
It's
good.
very available.
Okay. Let the blues. We're going to play some blues now off of the 2014 album. Here we go. This one, I think you'll like this one. This is the Bucket Heat one, and off the 2014 album, Ground Floor Band. Okay, Jeremy, we're going to play your music.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. Talk to you soon.
Okay, see ya.
Little too high. 1:30 when she caught my eye. Started out the one night stand, well, but she loved me like no other can. I was caught in the act of love. I was caught in the act of love. We started hanging out every day. She even let me have my way. I never thought there could have been to me, but I'm still happy as a man can be. Caught in the act of love. I was caught in the act of one knows what's gonna happen next. All my drinking buddies wonder what happened to me. But I'm still as happy as a man can be. I'm caught in the act of love. I was 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 caught in the act of love.
Yeah, I was saying it was the Ground Floor Band, but that was really Bob Bumblebee Kamoski. Oh, wow, caught in the act. Wow, yeah, I've been caught in the act. I've been in the doghouse lately. But, yeah, I was saying that we were playing Bucket Heat, but we're going to get to that after this song here that we've got a requester that wants me to play a tune for him here. And anybody that can guess who actually sings this song and can call in 516-8438 will win a prize. How about that? Okay, so here we go. This is for our listener out there, his request.